Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ritz, and today I would be talking about two books which I have finished so far. This month has been a little bit slow because I have been really distracted with a lot of things, too much outings, too much time with family and everything. So yeah, it's going a bit slow, but anyway, here I am with two books to talk about. So the first one is One of Us Knows by Lisa Cole, and if you're looking for, a fast-paced psychological thriller, I think this book might just be the book for you, because this book is one of the most mind-twisting books that I've read. And this deals with our main character Kenetria, who is suffering from dissociative identity disorder, also known as multiple personality disorder. So she has got a wide range of alters in her head, ranging from the age 4 to 60s, later 60s. So you get different characters, you get to know how they talk, and it's really interesting because a 4-year-old talks in a different way and a 67-year-old will talk in a different way, and in between the other characters also talk in different ways. So there is a teenager who talks in completely a different language which even I don't understand. So it was fun. Now our main character Ken, she was dormant for 6 years, and there was another alter character, like an alter personality, which was actually taking care of the physical body those 6 years. I'm sorry, it's too hot and I cannot switch on the fan because the sound gets affected if you switch on the fan, and this room doesn't have an AC and it's melting here. So I'm sorry. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so let's get back. So it's quite fun because this girl, she stays dormant for 6 years and she wakes up after 6 years, where an altered personality takes care of the physical body and all the necessity things that needs to be done to survive. So she wakes up after 6 years and she finds out that she has lost her previous job, she has lost her apartment, and today is the day when she needs to start a new job. Okay, so there is a new job provided for her and she doesn't know what the job is. So she's completely clueless. She searches her phone and struggles to understand what kind of a job she has landed up in, and therefore she finally finds out that she is the caretaker of a particular place which she has no idea about, and she doesn't know who the employer is or anything else about it. So she has got no other option because she has lost her house and she has no other place to stay except for pavement. So if she wants to not sleep on the pavement, then this is the only thing that she can do today, is start the job. So she wakes up in a dock and therefore a ferry comes to fetch her, and then she asks the ferry man, the questions like who this island belongs to, or without being too conspicuous because they are not aware of her. And therefore she starts questioning this guy, and she finds out that she is the caretaker of a castle which is basically situated in a private island and is owned by some rich white folk. And the trust committee of this castle has actually hired her. So that's all she knows about it. So the moment she gets into the boat and she first sees the island, which is completely isolated and is a private island, no one stays there, and she sees the castle in front of her, she is completely awestruck because in her mind, her headmates, which is her other alters, they stay in a same castle, like it's a mirror image of the castle in her mind, and she has never been to this island and she doesn't know how she came up with the image of this island in her mind. Okay, so she is completely confused, like what is this happening, is there some kind of connection she has with this castle? So finally she gets into the castle. This castle has got this haunted vibe and this cursed, the island is supposed to be cursed, and this castle has got this haunted vibe, and she is not sure like exactly what is going on and how is she going to survive the night, because this castle is really creepy. And she comes across this woman who's wearing a white gown, and she seems like a ghost, and she tries to get away from that lady, and that scene is really creepy. So the haunted vibes, if you're looking for a read which is going to give you the chills and haunted vibe kind of a feeling without being too gory, I think this book is really good. Now slowly as the evening turns out, that one of the trust committee comes in to see who the new caretaker is, and he sees that this is her ex-girlfriend. So basically Ken's ex fiance or ex-boyfriend, well, he was not fiance, I mean ex-boyfriend, is one of the members of the trust committee, and she gets completely angry about it. Oh my god, can you see how I'm sweating? That is how hot it is here in Kolkata. I mean, this is too much, guys. Can you see here? I'm completely sweating. It feels like 46 degrees. And okay, sorry. Okay, let's jump back into our topic. So she finally sees that this island belongs to somehow to her ex-boyfriend, and she doesn't want to stay here, and she wants to leave the island immediately. But there is a storm coming up, and she has to stay the night because it is very risky to go back to the mainland during the storm. Now there is also a party of the trust committees where the father of her ex-boyfriend also comes in, and she has got some real bad history with the father of her ex-boyfriend, and things starts getting more and more creepy because how are these people here, and why did they hire her? Because she doesn't have any good relationship with them, so there must be something which they are hiding. So that is how the story unfolds, and slowly and steadily you'll understand that it is about a story about crazy rich white folks and their crazy rituals, and how there is a murder spree that goes on in the island, and she finally slowly understands why and how she has this exact image of the castle in her mind, because this might be exactly the place where her mind split into different personalities. This might be exactly the place where she was abused. So this is how the story starts. And why is it so hot? Okay, so the last 10% of the book, I think it went spiraling way out of hand, and that is the reason why I gave this book a 3.75 stars. It would have easily been a 4-star read for me, but that last 10% where I thought it got a little bit more complicated, and it was like I was like, whoa, that's a bit too much, okay? Like, and that's a bit too much. But apart from that, I think this whole book is a really good fun read, for especially for fall. And if you are a lover of psychological thriller like me, you're definitely going to enjoy it. So it's not a bad read at all. It's a 3.75 stars just because of the last 10% of the book. Otherwise, I absolutely loved it. So definitely read this book. Now the next book that I would be talking about is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. And someone told me it was a quiet horror. Who was it? I think someone told me it was a quiet horror book and I should try it, and someone told me that it's not too gory, and I don't remember who. Maybe it was me searching in the internet and someone said that it was not too gory. I don't like you. But guess what? I enjoyed the book. So this book is definitely not a quiet horror, because I generally like quiet horror where things don't get too much messy or too much dark. But this book is definitely not a quiet horror. It's a horror comedy. So it does definitely balances out the horror part with the comedy part, but it is definitely not a quiet horror. So this story is about two siblings, Louise and Mark, who are not in good terms, who don't talk to each other, but they come across a situation where they have to face each other. So they suddenly lose their parents in an accident, and both of their parents are dead, and their mother actually has this habit of collecting dolls and puppets. She's a puppeteer. She also has a hobby of taxidermy, like everything creepy and weird. she does. And the house is now going to be sold, and they all need their own share of the money, so they come across each other. They have to do it together. Like they have to do it together, and they don't have a choice. Okay, wait a second. See guys, being a YouTuber is not easy. It's not easy. So they are, quiet. They are continuously cribbing with each other, fighting for the rights and everything, and the conversation between them, it's hilarious. But when it comes to the house, gives you that creepy conjuring kind of a vibe because of the dolls and everything. And I was really enjoying the first 50% of the book. It was literally giving me that white horror kind of vibe, and I really felt those moments where a doll is shifting places and the owners are not sure how and who helped the dolls shift places. So I think I really loved that part. But slowly and steadily it happens that there is a puppet which was one of the favorite puppets of their mother, and that puppet is called Pumpkin, and Pumpkin is actually the evil here, and he is the one who is driving all the dolls and who's driving all the crazy things in the house, the sounds in the attic. It's all him, it's all Pumpkin. Now I was okay with Pumpkin. I think it was kind of creepy. The doll really had that Annabelle kind of a vibe. It's not a doll, it's a puppet. So the puppet really had that Annabelle kind of vibe, but I think after a certain point in time, it really became a little bit ridiculous, because at that point in time, I didn't really feel scared or anything. It really made me laugh. So yeah, that's there. That was really disappointing because I was expecting a little bit of more horror. Now, when it comes to the gory part, yes, there are gory things which happens here, and you should really be careful while reading this book. But it was fun. I'm not saying it's a bad book, okay? I was just a little bit disappointed because Pumpkin and his world and his continuously talking in baby or childish language, kaka wee wee kind of language, I mean babbling all the time, is kind of funny and it's not scary. Okay, so that's there. But overall the book was really funny and I really enjoyed it, though it's definitely not a 5-star read. I gave it, I think, 3.25 stars because of the last 50%. The second half of the book was really, like I said, it was a bit ridiculous, it was a bit childish, but it was fun. It was a fun read. I mean, Grady Hendrix is such a good writer. He has this habit of creating this background stories which will actually make you understand what is happening with the characters, why are these characters behaving in this way, the chemistry between the brother and sister, the parents and the children, so you understand why whatever is happening. So that background story is amazing. But I think Pumpkin was a bit over too much, and that's the reason why I gave it a 3.2 stars. But I liked it. Okay, so I enjoyed the book. So it was a fun read, definitely not spooky much, but fun read, yeah, for sure. So guys, those are the 2 books that I've read so far. Currently I am reading Elif Shafak's There Are Rivers in the Sky and Somewhere Beyond the Sea, and those 2 books are blowing my mind. I just don't know what to do with those 2 books. Why am I reading those 2 books together? I shouldn't have done that. It should have been, weeks apart that I have read these 2 books, because these 2 books both are so amazing. However, that's what I'm reading currently, and I think I'm going to come up with a review about both of these books very soon, and it's going to be a good review. So till then guys, keep supporting me. Do subscribe to my channel. I love you guys, and do let me know what you guys are currently reading. Bye.